Hi, this is Amy Lewis.
Maybe more makeup.
This is Engineers Unplugged. Hi, this is Amy Lewis. Welcome back for an amazing episode of Engineers Unplugged. We've got Maish and we've got Rawlinson, heavy accent on the R, and we're going to be talking about software-defined storage. So Maish, take it away.
Thank you very much, Amy. Hi, Rawlinson, how are you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Enjoying the show so far?
Absolutely.
Okay, so today we're talking about software-defined storage. There's a lot of products going around, the show floors full of a lot of vendors over here with storage. Why is it such an important thing for somebody in the enterprise?
I mean, software-defined storage now is really like a future where now we can actually drive things above, beyond just a specific type or vendor-driven type of thing. We're talking about driving things around service level capabilities, what you actually need in terms of a capacity capability within the storage array for your specific application.
So if we were talking about a standard data center, we have several layers. We have our applications or our VMs, we have our infrastructure underneath, correct?
Yep.
So where exactly would that fit over here in the model?
So in the model for the software-defined storage stack, obviously we sit on top, right? We're looking at having some sort of solution that will sit up here, right? Into the different implementations of the data plane, control planes, and data services that are available. Now storage system can actually provide these capabilities and plug into the infrastructure to some way, shape, or form that could be either automated or orchestrated depending on the platform that you're running.
So what are the challenges that enterprises are trying to solve with this kind of solution?
That's an excellent question. So one of the things that in the enterprise, particularly to storage, that we have to deal with is that whenever you want to deploy a specific type of application, you need, they may have different requirements, different performance, availability factors. In that case, we normally have to define containers, constructs that exist within the specific infrastructure. We normally know them as LUNs, are defined at different levels, right?
Okay.
But it becomes a process where you're managing LUNs individually. It introduces possible risks because now we have to have defined limitations and containers where we can place X type of application or workload to fit in that particular configuration, whether in some other places it might not be.
So if I can understand, it's a risk, it's also a management overhead for each of the administrators which have to manage all of these specific LUNs, and you don't have something which will automate or package the whole thing or wrap it around in some kind of API or...
Absolutely, absolutely, that's the concept. So it's not just about being able to deliver capable, performance-driven, and sort of service levels, but it also has to do with operations, right? It's all about simplifying some of the operational requirements that you have to do normally, where if they're software defined and automated in that fashion, you become more efficient, more operationally efficient, and can do things a lot better, more efficient.
Okay, so how does this fit? We were talking about software-defined storage, software-defined networking. How does this all fit into a vision of some kind of software-defined data center? Is this the next evolution?
Absolutely. So if you look at what's happened in our industry, right? So we did really well with applying all these benefits to the compute layer. So now the two things that were left was networking and storage.
Okay.
So now we're introducing a way of providing a software-defined network layer where we can actually achieve the same type of model that we do today with storage, which is automated, orchestrated, all the things that we have to do in terms of creating policies, rule-based, access control lists. Those things can now be automatically, programmatically done at the application layer based on policies.
Okay, and is this going to be an easy evolution for customers or the enterprise, or you think it's going to take a while until this kind of technology comes in?
Yeah, well I think that when it comes to introducing change in an enterprise, it's probably one of the hardest things to do, right? Because when you change operations, it impacts more than just what you're doing out consuming resources.
Correct, yeah.
Whether it would take a long time or longer periods of time to adopt, it depends. It depends on the requirements of the company, the needs, because if they have a necessity to deploy a networking stack, more agile, have more agility, more secure, closer to the actual infrastructure, depending on what they need, a solution which is software defined may be better than going at it the old way, which is being able to configure different devices, different components, which is a bit more challenging from a management perspective. And
how about the perspective, for example, I would think as an administrator, there will also be some kind of a challenge because I would also need to not only understand my virtual machines and my virtual infrastructure, I also have to understand storage and networking. So will I as an administrator have to evolve as well?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's an evolution on both sides. So one, the supporting administrator, whether it's on the storage side or the network side of the house, there will be some sort of new knowledge capabilities they will have to understand, not too far from not too deviating from what they already know, But there'll be new concepts, such as the new concept of policies that we have introduced, right? Where there are policies for network, there are policies for storage.
Yeah.
So how to combine these policies, how to make them available, and how they surface up to the infrastructure might be something they have to learn.
Okay, thank you. It's very interesting.
Okay, I have some questions.
Yeah.
Sorry, back there listening. Based on all your work with customers, what would be your advice for somebody going down this path? You were talking about change as the most difficult thing. What, based on your collective experience and all the information we've gathered, what would you say to customers either that are making purchasing decisions or are just trying to influence the direction their technology is going?
So I'll start over here. The thing is, I would think that you need to first understand exactly what your needs are, and keep your eyes open for new technology and new features which are coming out all the time from all the different vendors, which will allow this move into some kind of software-defined data center with using the software-defined storage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it has to do with the fact that certain companies, based on their size and based on their goals, may be able to achieve more efficiency, more agile capabilities of being able to get to market, to get their applications going. But the one thing is that you don't want to be tied down to anything specific. You want to be able to have the flexibility to be open and be able to consume whatever else comes in without introducing that much change. I think change is the most disruptive thing that this is introducing, because now we're moving to a more of a policy-driven framework across the board, right? It's network on storage, it happens everywhere. And being able to consume that in an efficient manner is important, right? Because now we're eliminating operational events, things that require a human touch. So it makes them more efficient, but it also leads to other benefits and values within the data center.
So I think we're hearing education, education, education.
Correct.
So we'll keep coming to you on Engineers Unplugged with information. So keep your eyes open and keep learning. But in the short term, we can all learn something. And
Absolutely.
I think it should be how to draw a unicorn. So it's unicorn time. Let's go. Draw those unicorns.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Jesus.
We've got two different styles here. Oh, wow. I would like to point out one of our guests is at a slight disadvantage with an injured finger. One of our guests is at a disadvantage with a cubist kind of.
Rainbows.
It's my Picasso right here.
Where's the horn, Maish?
Here's the horn.
This is my Picasso right here.
Straight into the storage, Jamie. Straight into the storage.
Wow.
Van Gogh's got nothing on me.
No ways. We have to get you right into the museum. At least me as well, maybe.
Straight to the museum.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rawlinson. Thank you, Maish.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next time on
Thank you very
Engineers
much.
Unplugged.
Thanks a lot.
Peace.